Life surrounds me, a squadron of wild dogs. I was asleep the whole time and had slept the sleep of a drunk man. Now it occurs to me there is a problem with consciousness. I think the self of consciousness, our sense of awareness of self, as it were, perhaps consciousness itself, must be far more sequestered, more quarantined, more isolated, more segregated into itself, by itself, than it is. So consciousness proceeds in a pathological way. When my mind thinks of something nearby, my consciousness links to it and assimilates into it, like a little bubble of air in a mass of water. And then by some permeability, by some cohesion, by some attraction, the bubble loses its integrity and fuses with the water and loses itself to a point. Therefore the consciousness becomes a slave to the thing it thought of. It is because the self, disconnected from the life of God, is injured, and the brain, in its isolation and attempt to remedy deep fears, without outside input, has lost the concept and conception of the segregated self of being. It cannot conceive of such a deep isolation of thought, of a mind that does not talk to other thoughts in its head the whole time, or have a dialogue with memories and templates of humans inside our mind. Such unique and divine isolation of being, or true I am, a water for oneself, a water that the self must drink, which is the inhalation and rejoicing of self to self, which is a prelude for the capacity for union with God. When is the last time we drank our own water? We don't, because the concept is at first incomprehensible. As a consequence, our conscious minds fuse with things, it is all spread out, and the mind or consciousness and itself is not located totally in the body, it is spread into dimensional layers and states, because all states also have locality, and the self have dark trades there, and transmutes its shape the whole time, and this fusion causes locality change. There are beings in the underworld and in sub-layers of space, sorcerers and perhaps aliens which can feed off the spread-out soul, which had poured out into space. The witches and sorcerers can steal our energy, and the gray aliens can use the bleeding soul to travel. Perhaps the injured soul is a bleeding vein. In the sub-layers of existence, the being of self has an integrity with location. The gray aliens don't use warp drive to travel. Could it be that they use the bleeding veins as jump points?